All right, I'm going to make a little video here for all those of us who are using the Dexcom sensors and are sick of having to replace their sensors more often than they want, just because the sticky tape on the sensor itself, and we've all got one of these, this stuff here, just because it doesn't do a particularly good job of staying stuck to you if you're a fairly active person. So what you're going to need to get, or what I recommend you get, is this stuff, the Smith & Nephew Opsite. I got it in a 4-inch wide by 11-yard long roll, and I haven't gone through very much of it yet. I bought this stuff on eBay. It was relatively inexpensive. And basically what it is a very thin tape that they use to put like IVs on people. So you've seen it before. You'll need that. You'll need a fine tip marker, a pair of scissors, and that should be about all we need to do. So I'm going to show you how to do this. You'll notice here on my box I've marked out how I do the cutouts. So you cut off a piece that's 21 squares. There's squares on the tape, 21 squares by 14 squares. And then we cut a center piece out of it that's 8 squares by 5 squares. And I'm going to kind of speed through that and get back to the point where the interesting stuff happens. Alright, so here's step 2. Step 2 is we've made the 21 by 14. That's this portion here all the way across, and then from this line to this line squares. And then 8 by 5 in the center. It's a little tricky bit. You have to start out with a partial square here and then counts, off squares out, and I usually screw it up at least once, so there's a line that doesn't count. So this intersection is going to be 8, and then from here to here is 5. Simply cut off this end, and then I usually fold the sheet this way to make sure the lines are lining up, and just cut one of these side pieces. And once you've cut the side piece, you can use the scissors to cut all around the inside of this piece, and the center piece will just fall out. So, and then I round these edges because rounded edges tend not to peel as easily. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Okay, so here's the final product. Just a sticker, just a little mat sheet, get over there, that goes around a sensor. So basically, let me show you how this looks. Alright, so it just fits over the sensor and basically just gives you a much wider area of tape than comes with the stock piece. And I found that it stays put for generally at least 2 weeks before it starts to get nasty around the edges. So just a second, when I can get a little help to hold the camera, I'll finish this video up by showing you how the order of peeling the stuff off and sticking it on. Okay. Alright, so now we made the device, the patch I guess I should say, and you see it fits over the sensor like this. We've got to put it on there, and this is a 2 or rather a 3-step process usually. So what I like to do is use the smaller side. You'll peel this off, and be careful once you start peeling this off, because this is now very sticky stuff and you kind of only get one shot at this. I put the top part over first as much as I can, get it centered on the sensor, and then touch the bottom part so that it's stuck down. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Now pull it back off, just the top part, get the sticky part off of the top piece. Try to touch it in as few places as you can, and then push this back over the sensor. Stretch out so that you're nice and stretch out so your skin is nice and taut, and then stick all the rest of it down, nice and sticky. And once you think you've got it all stuck down everywhere, you can grab these little half pieces and peel off the covering on the outside of this stuff. And you're left with, ta-da, a very nice sensor installation that should be good for a couple weeks. Hope that helps everybody.